And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We greatly appreciate everybody that supports the program. Your local consumer advocate. It's all about helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And with that, we have Richard Cumbie back in studio with us, Home Run Electric and Communications. He is a local business owner, Home Run Electric of Florida, right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk about him, about his business, and also, the data centers that are coming to potentially, Florida or other states. The amount of impact that they're having from an electrical power grid standpoint are just really just enormous. Denisco on the program. He's the president of the United Inventors Association. He always has some good topics to get into as well. So if you got an invention or you're thinking about inventing something, he's the man to talk to. He's the head of a group of about 100,000 inventors throughout the United States. So we'll talk with Carmine as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, Ron DeSantis gives a State of the State address. We'll talk about some of the highlights there, some of the key factors that are attributing to the state success. And also, Newsom says California's wealth tax really damaging as billionaires save money, businesses move out of state. We touch on that. Also, some of the Florida metros that post the largest state wage growth. And you might be surprised. Some of them are in the center of the state. So we'll talk about that as well. The metros with the highest percentage of growth in terms of wage growth coming here. So we're real optimistic about things happening in the state of Florida. Taxes are coming down potentially. Insurances are coming down. It's a great time. Interest rates are down. Gasoline is down. So a lot of positivity here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always featuring our real estate listings live on air as a strategy to help our sellers sell faster for more money with less headaches. My wife Lindsay and I own a top-ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings. We got a brand new listing just hit the market. Boatyard Drive at 6374 Boatyard Drive at Hudson. Vacant land property. This is a commercial residential corner lot with access to the Gulf, and you are the last lot before the Gulf here. So you're right on the end there. Great opportunity. You have over a third of an acre land. It's a Gulf front lot, waterfront building footprint. You have 176 feet of brand new concrete seawall, boat ramp that was recently redone. Hudson Beach, just a short golf cart or boat ride away, and conveniently located near shopping, medical facilities, hospitals as well. 6374 Boatyard Drive. Buy some dirt, build your dream home on this beautiful lot that we just listed in Hudson, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate here in Tampa Bay. Beautiful Tampa Bay, that is. Also, we have the Weeki Wachee Marina for sale. This one's 7154 Shoreline Boulevard, 3/4 of an acre. You're on the waterfront here on the Weeki Wachee River, access to the Gulf. You have multiple income streams coming in, boat rentals. You have a retail building offering fishing and boating supplies, plus some snacks there. You got an ice machine, large commercial ice machine. You have a live-in space that could be perfect for a living space for a live-in manager or potential for a short-term rental. And you also have an authorized Suzuki servicer, which it's an established motor repair business as well. Great opportunity to buy real estate and a business, commercial building right here in Weeki Wachee, Florida, Tampa Bay. $3.5 million is the ask price on that. Owners are motivated. Bring us an offer. Let's make a deal on it. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
He ain't prejudiced, he's just made in America.
Richard Cumbie, welcome back in, sir.
Hey, how are you guys doing today, man?
Man, blessed and highly favored, brother. How about yourself?
Not bad, man. Just got the hangover from the New Year's, Christmas, and our religious Christmas and New Year's. So it's been a long month.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always want time off, but when you have too much of it, you're like, you're chomping off the bit. You want to get back into it. This is our slow time of the year because Christmas and everybody's planning their budgets out. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great time to take a vacation. We packed up the family the day after Christmas, took 4 or 5 days off, went down to Siesta Key, had a condo right there on the beach. And, it's always fun. I love to do – I'm a Freedom Boat Club member, so whenever we do vacations, I try to schedule it where it's close to a boat club. And then after another couple of days mixed in, you're like, okay, I'm ready to go home now.
Yeah, and you got it just the way you kind of want it. Yeah, just a little bit of that edge.
Yeah, it's perfect. And the boat club's great because the boat's sitting there waiting for you.
Yeah,
and you just go cruising
and you don't have to clean it that much.
Yeah, exactly. You don't really clean it at all. Yeah, it's great opportunity. So Richard can help you. He is Home Run Electric and Communications. So give us a little overview about your business and what you're looking for, the kind of clients you're looking to connect with.
I'm looking to connect with any sort of clients. I specialize in commercial electric and residential electric, and we do some communication part, which is TV security or closed caption TV, it's CCTV or door security. So it's a wide range. What we've mostly been doing is we've got some car chargers, generator hookups, and then all the flood damage from the houses from the couple of hurricanes a couple of years ago. We're still working on them. So I think in November and December I did something like 30 houses.
Wow.
We went in and kind of helped the contractors clean them up, get it permitted through everything, and then get it back on to the market for everybody. So it's been pretty nice, but it's good times. But anything you need electric wise, we're here for you. And I believe you called me up about something else, and I was like, I don't know, man, but we're going to figure this thing out.
Yeah, we can talk about it. I bought one of the Starlinks, so I'm always in the mindset of, I own a satellite phone. I've got my fair share of 2A stuff around the house and things. But I thought about the Starlink. Hey, look, if the towers go down, cell towers go down, Elon's always good about moving those satellites into position. Yeah. And so I got a Starlink, and I said, hey, let me call Richard, see if he can help me set this thing up.
Yeah, and, so I've paid attention to different markets like everybody else. So, the streaming world where you stream online and everything. And shout out to my guy, TPC Films. He does he puts up cameras, does audio for people like that. But there was guys using Starlink on an airplane flying overseas, and they were using that mid-air, and so it's definitely doable. I think our biggest thing with what you want set up is we just need to make sure we have some power out there so it can generate or something like that. But we're going to dig into it and make sure it happens either way.
Yeah, that's great, man. I'm pretty sure we have power outlets up there, but yeah, that'd be great. And then the other thing you did for us that was awesome is it kind of had been on my list of things to do is go ahead and pre-wire your electrical box for the ability just to plug it right into your generator, right? Can you describe what we did there?
Yeah, so your house needs power, and if there's no power coming from the power company, you need it from an alternative source, either it be a generator that's set in place on the side of your house by another company that that's self-sufficient for your house that doesn't take gas. Most of the time it takes natural gas. And then there's your type, which most people get, is the portable generators. Hopefully the power's not going to be down for 15 days like it was last time. So you just run everything to the panel so it back feeds in and make sure everything's safe for the power company for when the power comes back on.
Yeah, so that way you're basically just pulling out the generator, cranking it up, plugging it in, and you're good to go, and you're feeding into the home. At least you're able to cover maybe your key appliances, a couple of key appliances, and maybe an air conditioning unit for one of the elements in the home.
Yeah, definitely what we would call window shakers or anything portable that you can move around inside the house that's attached to a 120 line.
Yeah.
That's normally pretty good. Some wall units that I forgot the name. But they go into the room, and so as long as they're not like a 240 source, you can usually get those things powered up.
Yeah.
So
that's good. Yeah, reach out to the show. We'd love to put you in touch with Richard Cumbie. He is the owner of Home Run Electric and Communications and a local business owner here in Tampa Bay. A big part of our show is all about supporting the local economy. So reach out to the show hotline. We'd love to talk to you, 813-917-1894. Any questions, comments you have, connections you want, 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com is the website as well. And I want to get into some of these current events, things happening out there as well. So Florida, in Florida, we're perfectly positioned here with a great governor. We have a lot of the new laws that have gone into effect over the years. But just to name a few of the accomplishments of the DeSantis administration, delivered nearly $9.7 billion in tax relief. Some of that was in the form of the breaks for commercial leases, so that way it kind of releases a little bit of the tax burden for tenants and landlords. On track to pay down over 50% of the state-supported debt, so that's really cool. That's a big talking point for DeSantis. The state's had all this debt for all these years. He's been able to pay down 50% of the debt. Enacted universal school choice with approximately 1 school choice program. That's really huge because the kids, if they're in a bad district, they can go to a district where they're going to have better education opportunities. Doubled the funding for cancer research, made transformative investments in conservation and Everglades restoration, enacted the nation's strictest laws to crack down on illegal immigration with more than 278 agreements than any other state. So 278 more agreements than any other state. Upheld law and order with our anti-riot law, established harsher penalties for theft of trafficking, and instituted the death penalty for child rapists, whereas in California they call them minor attracted persons. Reconstituted the Florida State Guard, increased pay for first responders, law enforcement, and teachers. Results are what matters, and those are pretty good results from the state of Florida. Your reaction?
I love those results. I just wish, every 4 years we're going to get a new one, and I hope we just keep going in that direction. I think that it's very good that we pay down our debt, especially with where we're going. A lot of people are moving to the state of Florida, and just because we have people moving in doesn't mean we need to spend money. We need to hold back our money much. Most money right people thinking, hey, I need to conserve my money and for that rainy day, and then when you need something you actually have it. And let that money work for you, not you work for the money. And that's where I think everybody kind of is going, and I think that's what our government and the state of Florida is working towards. And
in the state of Florida too, we've got our housing is rebounding, coming off of those two terrible hurricanes. We had the Federal Reserve that kept the interest rates too high for too long, I believe, too late, Jerome. He earned the nickname for that. But those are coming down. Rates are coming down. And also, here's interesting, too. In Florida, you have Florida metros post strong wage growth. So Florida continues to outperform most of the nation in wage growth, with more than 30 metros recording increases of 30% since 2019. Sebring, Ocala, and Daytona rank among the top 10 nationwide for wage growth. You wouldn't think Sebring, little old Sebring in the middle of the state there on Highway 27 in Ocala, but you see wage growth over there. Tampa Bay, wages in the Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg, Clearwater region climbed 29.74%, and that's again since 2019, so that's why it's a bigger number. Southwest Florida, 38.74%. And then you have Northeast Florida, 34.45. So you got wage growth happening in the state of Florida. That's great. That's good news. But one of the things we don't want in the state of Florida, I'm not really for these big data centers coming in. I'll tell you why. Because it attracts the EB-1 visas that is a lot of times manipulated or overutilized by Indians, the folks that come over and they claim to have superior engineering backgrounds in STEM, science, technology, engineering, math. But I say, hey, there's enough Floridians to fill those jobs. I'm not real keen on these data centers because of what they attract. But the other point around data centers and this move towards AI and the Bitcoin mining and all of that is that it's a huge drain and a tax burden for the taxpayers, but it's a huge drain on the electrical grid. What's your thoughts around that?
It is a huge. It does drain it a lot. They're going to have some kind of power generated there locally to be able to kind of feed those. And if they want to do that, they have to build the infrastructure for that, just for that one place. Because it be steam, coal, nuclear, that's how a turbine has to turn to generate the power.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes. So with that being said, that would be good for the local businesses. But I think more now than ever, what we need to be doing is we need to be transitioning our kids, because those are the next shipbuilders. Those are the ones that are going to be dealing with the AI. They're still in school, the ones. So we need to start setting up that infrastructure for them now, and make sure it's streamlined into that. And those positions are technically sound for the future, so it won't go away by the time it comes. Because I remember I was thinking when I was a kid, I was like, why don't you go to electricity? I'm scared. I stuck a fork in a light socket. Well, okay, well, you're in your late 30s, and you're like, oh, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to go into electric. But it's a trade that's not going to go away anytime soon.
Right.
And AI is going to take away, even for me, legal documents, I type it up on AI, punches it all up, I make corrections. It's going to have a problem doing that until the robots but that's years and generations away.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. That's a lot of things to consider. This economy is changing. It's definitely a dynamic around the data centers, the communications, the AI. All of that's going to have to play. But yeah, I agree with you. Let's talk about Mike Rowe and what his kind of philosophies are. Is like, not all kids want to go to a 4-year university. No. Let's get them in the trade schools. Let's teach them about carpentry, electric, plumbing, all of those kind of needs that are high needs, and you can make a great living doing it. And it's going to be in demand for quite a while. Quick break, right back. More with Richard Cumbie here. Home Run Electric and Communications. Trump threatens to ban Wall Street investments in single-family homes. Talking about the ban of Wall Street firms buying single-family homes. A quick break, right back. We'll discuss that here coming up. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com. Our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1890.
MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Richard Cumbie in studio with us. Home Run Electric is his company, and we're talking with him about safety tips coming up here as well. Also, Trump threatens to ban Wall Street investments in single-family homes, which I'm completely for. I say let's get rid of these guys. They're coming in and throwing cash around and competing for veterans and first-time buyers, beating out folks that really deserve to be in there, Floridians. A lot of these hedge funds are based out of state. They're all about strictly about a cash flow asset class versus having veterans that serve this country or a first-time buyer that's starting out their adult life. So we're completely in agreement here with this. People live in homes, not corporations. That's a quote from President Trump there. A couple of hot listings. We'll jump right back into it. We've got a listing here at 9914 Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. This is a $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1922 square feet, elevated stilt home that sits at the end of a quiet street on a large waterfront lot. You're on a canal that's just off of the Alafaya River. You have access to the Gulf there as well. Spacious kitchen, split floor plan. And this one has a 12,000-pound boat lift, covered boat dock, 1,000-pound jet ski lift as well. Fully solar powered with updated panels. And you also have a 50-year galvanized standing seam metal roof, hurricane shutters, professional landscaping, and more. Beautiful property, Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. 12941 Wildflower Meadow Drive, Riverview. This is another listing from the Platinum MVP team. This one's compliments of Doug Bard on our team. 12941 Wildflower Meadow Drive in Riverview. It's a gated community, planned unit development. You've got some awesome amenities here in the neighborhood. Multiple pools, tennis and basketball courts. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Radio, TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
Final thoughts, back to you, Richard Cumbie. Safety tips.
If you are inside your house and a breaker trips and you go back out to your panel and you turn it back on and the breaker trips again, then you have a bigger problem. Normally, if something overheats, which is the wire overheating, which it's supposed to do, if it trips, it resets the breaker when you throw it back. But if it trips again instantly, then you got a bigger problem. Also, inside your house, if you're changing out a receptacle or a switch, or if you're buying a house, more importantly, and you look at it and it has aluminum wire inside of it, which we don't really use nowadays, but there was a time and period that they did. If you have aluminum wire, make sure you call us or another electrical professional and make sure that it is safe, because I've seen those inside receptacles catch fire, and electrical inspectors know that as well. You really want to make sure that that's safed off for you.
So aluminum wiring is a potential hazard?
Yeah, we use it on big feeders. It's okay for your stuff coming into the house from the power company.
Okay.
That's fine because it's a big knot of aluminum.
Yep.
But when you get down to the smaller wires that go into the receptacles and switches, it's much more frail.
Okay. All right, Richard Cumbie, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And folks, please support Richard and his company, Home Run Electric and Communications. I put him in touch yesterday also with Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection. Should be able to be good referral partners for each other there. So that'll be awesome. All right, coming up, Carmine Denisco coming up. He's the president of the United Inventors Association. Always a fun conversation with Carmine and some of his inventions. And I love that entrepreneurial spirit here in Tampa Bay. Coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rimes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Consumer Quarterback Show. Welcome back. We've got the United Inventors Association president joining us. This is Carmine Denisco in studio. Carmine, give us a little teaser of what we're going to talk about today, man.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of cool stuff happening. You know, inventions are very interesting in the world. They're up always on the top of the list for people, and people like innovations, inventions, new stuff. We got a lot of shows coming up, and new products out there, man. So we can cover a lot of ground, a lot of time.
I love it, man. And I'll get into some latest real estate stats. A lot of people like to get the updates on what's going on with the absorption rate, how much inventory is out there. I'm very optimistic about this year, though. Coming up, you got a lot of the tax incentives that are going to be hitting. People are going to be getting bigger than normal refunds. You've got GDP is up. You've got gas prices are down. Interest rates just drop significantly. It might be a good time for folks out there to take a serious look at buying that second home, that investment home, making that move, maybe doing a refinance. So there's a lot of good positive stuff to talk about here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Before we get into it, we like to feature our real estate properties on air as a way to help our sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the exposure, maximizing the profit for our sellers. 3308 Landing Place in Palm Harbor. We got a beautiful listing right here in Cobb's Landing, Palm Harbor. Office, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, over 3,000 square feet, over a third of an acre lot. Ground level master bedroom, private pool, outdoor entertainment area. This home has a private marina with a boat slip that ramps out to Lake Tarpon. Now, you also have gated tennis and basketball courts, waterfront park, playground, scenic walking trails. 3308 Landing Place, executive style, beautiful home right here in Tampa Bay, and a great opportunity to buy real estate here in the beautiful Bay Area. Now, you also have a bar for sale at 5402 West US Highway 92 in Plant City. We've got a bar for sale. It comes with the 4COP license. That liquor license is very valuable. This one's 5402 West US Highway 92, Plant City. The Finish Line Saloon is for sale. You have 16 taps, ice machine, flat screen TVs, on-site ATMs. You got leased assets like a jukebox, pool tables, website and online presence, minimal overhead and established revenue stream. She tells me it's a cash cow. Great opportunity to buy real estate. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com, and you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
Yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
That's right. Shout out to our veterans out there and all of our military just doing a major movement down there in Venezuela. What was your thoughts about that? Did you see that happen?
It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
I love seeing that stuff. You know, anytime we get to test out all our equipment in the military, it's great.
There you go, right? I love it. Yeah, hey, and I was reading the Epic Times. I subscribe. I get the old school paper in my hands. I like to just read it sometime. And it was saying in that article about how, the Chinese and the Russians were touting their weapons defense systems and their capabilities, and we blew right through them like they weren't even there, like a paper bag. We blew right through them. Our Delta Force went in there, pulled that guy out in like 46 seconds.
That's crazy.
So yeah, American exceptionalism is a real thing, Carmine.
It's no doubt. I mean, you got to watch the people that are quiet. We don't brag about our stuff, but watch out when we use it.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, they say speak softly but carry a big stick or something.
Yeah.
One of the presidents said that back in the day.
No doubt.
Yeah. The Don Rowe doctrine. I like the idea, too, of Teddy said that. Yeah, I like the idea of bringing in, go ahead and just get in Denmark. I like how Trump said, the hard way or the easy way. We're taking it either way.
It's just a domino. We were quiet for a long time. We're just sick of sitting back. Let's just do it ourselves.
That's right. Yeah, because if we don't do it, China's going to do it. Some of our adversaries are going to do it. But tell us a little bit about what your role is as president of the United Inventors Association. And, you're seeing a lot of these entrepreneurial folks out there, these different inventions and new ideas, new spins on maybe an old idea. Tell me a little bit about what your day-to-day is like.
Yeah, it's like everything, I think innovation, entrepreneurs are really coming up now. People are thinking on their own with the internet. They can start their own businesses. And, the UIA, United Inventors Association, has been around since the late 80s. And our goal is really to help people, not just inventors, but entrepreneurs, people who want to start their own business, products. Product-driven businesses are really up and coming, and there's a lot of them out there. So we're really on the front lines. Our goal is really to educate people on the right way, right sequence, right way of doing things. And that's really our main goal. And it's a lot of fun to see the successes and things that really take place.
A lot of misconceptions, a lot of money thrown away, maybe good ideas, maybe average ideas, but just thrown away with the wrong progression. Can you give our audience an example of what that might be?
Certainly, following the wrong sequence or that misstep is really sometimes disheartening. It can really stop you in your tracks. Like, we are business people, and I make mistakes, but they aren't detrimental mistakes.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of people out there who will pick the wrong manufacturer, they'll pick the wrong person to help them, and they'll throw a lot of money at it, and it'll set them back greatly, or not even allow them to move forward. And we see it a lot.
I think one conversation we had was about the whole process of getting the property patent in place. You can do certain things with just a patent pending,
sure,
if I recall correctly. And a lot of people just take it, they spend so much money on the front end and maybe dealing with the wrong attorney or the wrong type of, attorney or someone to help them.
I wholeheartedly intellectual property. You want to have the right intellectual property, but at the right time and the right sequence. Some products don't need a worldwide patent because you don't need to sell it in different countries, or you're just going to sell it in the U.S. So depending on what you're going to do and getting the right advice, a lot of patent attorneys, my friend, I'm on the US IPA board, so a lot of, those IP attorneys, that they might not be the best business consultants, they do patents. So think about who you're going to get your advice from, what you're going to do, and that sequence is so important to move forward. It's a lot of time saving, money saving, resource saving when you can think it out and plan it out the right way.
Yeah. I'd like to get an IP attorney. I'd talk to you off air about that maybe, but I want to talk to him about some stuff that I've got going and also with the show. So if you just joined us, we're talking with Carmine, and he's the president of the United Inventors Association. He's got some really cool products over the years that he's represented, and some really cool, it's just such a cool thing to think about is entrepreneurship, the American dream, American exceptionalism, as we talked about. If you can come up with a new way to do something or a better way, I just think about, the rideshare system in cars. What a simple idea. You had these taxis, the smelly drivers, and then these guys came up with an app to basically pair the two parties together.
Yeah.
Similar with the short-term rentals, the short-term rental industry. Hey, you got real estate that's sitting there. Why not rent it out? Those are just small tweaks, big ideas that had a huge economic impact.
Yeah, it's all about the right idea at the right time.
Yeah.
You couldn't do a ride share in the 80s. There's no internet, no way to rent that car, no way to do that. So it's having that idea, but at the right time, at the right place, and the right person implement. And when those things come together, you have a success. It doesn't mean that's a bad idea. It just might not be the right time.
Right.
Or it might be too late. So, a lot of investors, they'll ask an entrepreneur, an inventor, when they're looking for those funding, why this, why now? Tell me. And a lot of times they don't have that answer.
Right. Exactly. And Carmine, what's next? I mean, of course, AI is the big talking thing. It's the big, idea. There's so much. I think there's an AI bubble there as far as all this money flowing into AI. I feel like there's a huge bubble there. Some of these companies aren't going to be able to perform. And it's almost like go back a few years, you had all these people claiming to be entrepreneurs and, they'll do these big money raises. They're able to raise capital, but they just weren't able to perform. So all these people that just came in with the big ideas and they have the big vision, but not able to put it together. What's next? Where do you see us going as a country, or the next space that people might want to be getting into?
Yeah, and you mentioned it a little bit earlier. Things are really looking up. It's one of those things where it was a little of a lull. People were freaking out. Now it's there. People are starting to see what the plan is, and it's happening. And the money's going to start flowing. Things are going to start happening. There's entrepreneurs and people like that are going to be doing that thing. And the AI, there is going to be a bust, just like in the 90s and the 2000s, early 2000s. Remember the website craziness?
Y2K.
Yeah, and people were building websites $30, $40, $50, $100,000, and all of a sudden it was a bubble.
Yeah.
Same thing with AI. AI is important, but it's a tool. It's very important to use your tools at the right place, right time, in the right way.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot happening. Entrepreneurship is really coming around to where people can start a business from their home and they can stay home with their kids and they want to do this, but it's got to be done the right way.
Yeah, I hear you. Are you involved in real estate? Are you doing some real estate investing? You get
I own a
real
couple
estate
homes and rent out. I think it's awesome. So much happened. I love how you guys use the real estate stuff here. It's such a great way that, I sit here and look, and when I go, oh, that house looks cool.
Yeah, some good opportunities. We get some nice calls. So I'm going to give a real estate market update here then for Hillsborough County. This is for your detached residences. Those condos. That's a completely different market. But what I'm looking at here is Hillsborough County. We've got the latest stats. A little hard to do numbers over the radio. Hopefully you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, which just reached over 1 million views now. So real proud of our team and our production staff for helping us reach that milestone. So if you look at new listings, let's look at. I'm going to look at year over year because that tells a story, right? How many new listings were there in 24 last year? You had November. This is actually November numbers. 1436, whereas in November of 25 you had 1248. So that's down 13%. So less competition for sellers. It's more opportunities for buyers. So I guess it's good for buyers. And then you look at the pending ratio, down 1.5%. Closed ratio, up 1.5%. You look at the month supply, 4.4 months supply of inventory. That's up 10% from last year, so that seems to be inventory is climbing. You have the median sales price right now in Hillsborough County, $415,000. That's down a little bit from 2024 at $425,000. Okay, what percent of sales price are sellers getting? They're getting about 94.8% of that initial sales price. That's down 1%. What about your days on market? Well, days on market is up 37%. It's up to 59, up from 43. Let's also talk about what percentage of closings have seller concessions. What percentage of closings have seller concessions? Well, you have 55, almost over half of the closings have seller concessions built in. That's up about a half a point. So seller concessions, if you're not familiar, that's where you can gift, the sellers in a sense would gift equity. They would gift money towards the buyer's down payment, their closing costs, their prepaid items. You're going to prepay some insurance, some taxes. So essentially helping that buyer qualify for the loan and maybe even buying the rate down. A lot of people were looking at buying the rate down, getting a better qualifying rate. So that's something that you would use seller concessions for. So there's your real estate market update for Hillsborough County. And that's single-family detached residences throughout the Hillsborough market. So we'd love to help you if you're buying, selling, investing, or refinancing. Reach out to the show. And if you want to talk about a product that you have, an idea for an invention, or anything along those lines, reach out to Carmine Denisco. He's the president of the United Inventors Association here in studio with me. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and talk more local entrepreneurship, things happening in the news, current events as well. Here in Tampa Bay. You got Trump threatens to ban Wall Street investments. That's been a hot story. Also, you've got the FIFA World Cup coming to Florida. What's the economic impact of that FIFA World Cup coming to Miami? We'll talk about that and more here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online. WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com.
David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com, TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-18. 1894, online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show. Carmine Denisco in studio with us, United Inventors Association. A couple of hot listings, and we'll jump right back into our conversation here. In Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay real estate is looking good. I think we're going to be set up for a great year here in Tampa Bay. 8415 North 47th Street in Tampa. We've got a duplex for sale. This is a great opportunity, possibly for an investment, or you can live on one side, rent the other out. A great opportunity, especially if you're a veteran. You're getting 100% financing, no money down out of pocket. You got 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1350 square foot. And you have a quarter-acre lot. This is an outstanding investment or an owner-occupant opportunity in the sought-after Barrett Manor neighborhood of Temple Terrace. You're just 2 miles from the world-famous Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay. Well-maintained duplex right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Great opportunity to own real estate. 12948 Twin Bridges Drive, Riverview, Florida. Another one of our hot listings. Beautiful property here. Owner pride shines through in this lovely home. It's 4 bedrooms, 4-bath. 3-car garage, 35 square feet, just under a quarter-acre lot. You have a bonus room upstairs, split floor plan, 2-story home, open concept living room, features a tray ceiling and oversized sliders that open to a large screen lanai. You have a conservation view, no rear neighbor there as well. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, and you have low HOA fees, no flood insurance required. And easy access to US 301, I-75, I-4. That's the beauty of living out east. You get more bang for your buck, and you jump on the Selman Expressway, and you're downtown in no time. So 12948 Twin Bridges Drive, Riverview, Florida. And you can see all of our listings online and search the MLS at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors at ConsumerQB.com.
This is God's country.
All right, in studio here with Carmine, and we're talking about Inventors. He's president of the Inventors Association, and you've been in that space for a long time. What's the mission or the goal of the Inventors Association?
You know, the Inventors Association has multiple goals. Main is to really educate the entrepreneur, the inventor, on the right steps, the right sequence, on when you're taking a product to market or starting a business. You know, they're pretty close in sessions, so we really want to do that, take that right step, follow the right sequence. There's a lot of theories out there. There's a lot of things that people will give you advice on. Your neighbor who has never started a business or taken a product to market would love to give you his thoughts and process. That doesn't mean to follow it. So the main thing is what we like to do is educate the people. So they put those resources, their time, their money in the right place.
Yeah, I love it, man. FIFA World Cup coming to Florida. This is going to have a huge economic impact. There's one quote here. It says, "I have no doubt that this will be the biggest event the country's ever hosted." That's from soccer legend and Telemundo commentator Andres Cantor. So, yeah, Miami's hosting 7 matches as part of the 104-game, 48-team FIFA soccer tournament. The huge economic impact, it's going to be there at the Hard Rock Stadium, and Miami is going to host. The host committee says it could be an economic impact of $1.5 billion for Florida soon here. And I think about the yachting, that's happening down there. It's the Mecca for yachts, that Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, all the way up to Palm Beach. It's a really cool area to visit. I don't know if I'd want to live down there. A little bit trafficky for me, but a great place to visit. Some great fishing there. But what's your thoughts around that World Cup coming down there to Florida?
Wow, it's amazing. And I don't think a lot of people that don't follow that realize how big, that is huge, especially all around. We talked about it. The rest of the world, that is the sport.
Yes.
So,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, especially Miami, you can't think of a more place to talk about excludes money than Miami.
That's money there, man. Palm Beach, that whole area. You've got the high-end hotels, luxury hotels, shopping. People are going to be spending a lot of money. Real quick here, too, I wanted to get into some of the reasons why I think it's optimistic here for Florida and real estate. We had a rate drop. We've got tax that talk about eliminating property taxes in the state of Florida on primary residences, and then also Governor Ron DeSantis announces major insurance rate relief as Florida's reforms deliver results. So he recently talked about some of the rate reductions that Floridians are seeing rate reductions in both auto and homeowners insurance across the state, with additional relief coming soon. Said Governor Ronnie D. The reductions in citizen insurance rates are the most significant in recent memory. Premiums are lowering because we've enacted real reforms and withstood the pressures to reverse course. We will hold firm in our commitment not to go back to the broken insurance market of the past. So there was so much waste, fraud, and abuse, and especially that same area we were just talking about, Miami-Dade. They lead the country in almost all the different fraud categories. The scam where you bump into people's bumpers and make it look like that was their fault. The scams where it costs a lot of insurance policies relating to roofs and the hurricanes and things like that. But insurance looks like it's coming down. That's a big part of the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance equation when it comes to that monthly payment. Yeah. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no doubt. And our government, everybody, they're really starting to do a good job. I mean, the things that are in place now, as they come through, the boom is going to happen.
Yeah, especially, and you look at, for example, this 5% wealth tax that they're talking about in California. You look at the crime, the homelessness there. You look at the Mondani effect up in New York. I mean, this is craziness going on. What some of their folks are saying. I mean, it's just unbelievable. They're just openly racist against white people in this new administration in New York, and it's sickening. I don't understand how it's happening, but they're going to run those business owners out. They're talking about making individuals, turning housing into a collective asset. Give me a break. What is that about?
People are leaving in droves, and Florida is the island, man. There's no doubt. And I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, best place to live, and we're protected. We got the bases here. We've got so many positive things, coastlines and beautiful beaches. You really do. We're blessed and highly favored here in Florida, man. And we've got the law and order government in place, and it's going to be interesting to see the governor race is heating up. You got Byron Donalds, Fishbach. You've got Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins, who was on the show. It's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. I guess Byron's the front runner. He's raising a lot of money, but hopefully we can have someone that continues that DeSantis legacy, and it'll be interesting to see. Final thought, back to you, man.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and the main thing, like you said, continue that legacy, because it's important to keep those things going.
Yeah, free market capitalism, law and order, Let's pay the teachers, let's pay the firefighters, the first responders. Let's make sure we take care of those folks. There's talks about drones in Florida schools. I mean, I love that idea. Let's cut down. Let's use those ideas and see if we can cut down on some of the school shootings, things like that. But Carmine, thanks for coming in, man.
Oh, no, I love it. Anytime, you know me, I love this stuff. So,
all right.
You guys are awesome.
All right, good stuff. I want to thank Richard Cumbie as well, Home Run Electric on the front end. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. The Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.